Okay, a wrong man in workers' paradise, right? Which is written by Rabindranath Tagore. Look at the title of the story, A Wrong Man in Workers' Paradise. So, all of us are familiar with the word paradise. So, what do you mean by paradise? Heaven, or what we call in Kannada, Swarga. But this is not an ordinary paradise. This is workers' paradise. So, there is something special about this paradise. What is that? Let's find out. So, in this workers' paradise, there is a man, but he is a wrong man who is in workers' paradise. Okay. The man had never believed in mere utility. The man had never believed. So, this narration, it is talking about something earlier past. Had never believed. This wrong man never believed in mere utility. So, what do you mean by utility? The word utility means the state of being useful or profitable. So, this wrong man, whatever he did, he never expected any result or any profit out of his work. He always appreciated whatever he did. Okay, he never expected any remuneration or any result. Having had no useful work, he indulged in mad whims. So now the narration is shifted to the past, okay, where this wrong man is in paradise. So, having had no useful work, he indulged. The word indulged means he involved or he lost himself in mad whims. What do you mean by whims? The word whims means a sudden desire. Okay? So, whatever he wanted to do, he did it. Whether that work was useful, fruitful, whether it was giving any profitable results, he did not care. He just fulfilled his passion, his desires. Okay? He made pieces of sculpture. He made little pieces of sculpture. What are the sculptures he made? Of men, women, castle. Castle means coated. Seven Sanna Kalakriti. Then quaint earthen things dotted over with seashells. So he did all this kind of small pieces of sculpture. Then what else he did? He painted. Thus, he wasted his time on all that was useless and needless. See, whatever he did, he painted, he involved himself in sculpture. Do you think is it useless? But the people of heaven, they are calling it as useless and needless. But according to us or according to the artist people, those who love arts, they don't think that these things are useless. But according to people of heaven, these are useless or needless work. People laughed at him when he was doing sculpturing and painting. People of heaven laughed at him because according to them it was useless. At times he vowed to shake off his whims. So when people were laughing at him, he thought, sometime he thought, let me just leave this artistic passion. He promised himself to shake off. Shake off is a phrasal verb, okay? That means get rid of. He wanted to leave his desires towards painting and sculpturing. But what happened? But that thought, that passion towards art lingered in his mind. He could not leave it because he has a very passion towards art. Okay? Okay. Some boys seldom ply their books and yet pass their test. See this line. Some boys. Is it only boys who don't read? Okay, it is a generally you know, applied thing. Some boys means some students, some children. They seldom ply their books. Seldom means rarely, not often. Rarely ply their books, read their books, or study. But what happens? Even though they don't regularly study, they pass their test. The similar thing happened to this man. What is the similar thing happened to the wrong man? During his life on the earth, he involved in useless work. Yet, after his death, the gates of heaven opened wide for him. See, there is comparison between some boys is compared to the wrong man. Then seldomly reading is compared to the useless work the wrong man did. What are the useless things according to the people of heaven? Yes, it is painting and sculpturing, right? These two things is compared. Again, passing the test is compared to reaching heaven or the gates of the heaven open wide for him. These things are compared. Yes, let's continue. But the moving finger writes even in heaven. See, the moving finger. This word is another name for time or fate or destiny. Okay. So the moving finger, it's a figure of speech. It's called metonymy. You have already familiar with other figures of speech like personification, metaphor, right? Oxymoron, paradox. Metonymy is also a figure of speech. In metonymy, we use a name or we call a thing or a concept by another name which is closely associated with that. For example, if I say the word crown, what comes to your mind? When I say the word crown, what comes to your mind? Yes. Yes. So when you say the word crown, the word king or royalty comes to your mind. Yes? Yes, Shreya. That's right. Similarly, the moving finger denotes fate or time. Okay? So, it came to pass that the aerial messenger who took charge of the man made a mistake. So, when we were reading many stories or when we are young, our elders used to say that whatever we do in our lifetime will be written in heaven's book, right? Whether it is good thing or bad thing, everything will be accounted by the God's messenger, right? So here also, whatever deeds the wrong man did during his lifetime was written by a aerial messenger in heaven's book. Okay, and this aerial messenger who took charge of wrong man made a mistake. So because of the mistake made by God's messenger, wrong man reached paradise. He found a place in workers' paradise. It's not because his good deeds, it's because of aerial messenger's mistake the wrong man found a place in workers' paradise. Okay, so what is the speciality of this workers' paradise? So we are already imagined, right? So we can imagine how a paradise would be, right? So in this paradise, in this workers' paradise, you find everything except leisure. Yes, except leisure. Leisure means free time. So there is plenty of works. There is everything, all kind of luxurious things. But there is no free time in workers' paradise. Here men say, here means in workers' paradise, what men would say? God, we haven't a moment to spare. So there is not a single minute to waste. Yes, because they are having a lot of work to do in workers' paradise. What women would say? They would whisper in others' ears. Let's move on. Time is flying. So they know the value of time. That's why they would say, they would utter, let's hurry up. Time is flying. We have lots of work to do. Everyone in workers' paradise, they would exclaim. And what would they say? Time is precious. So they know the value of time. They were giving a lot of emphasis on time or giving lots of value to time. We have our hands full. We have our hands full means they have lot of work to do. We make use of every single minute. So let's not waste a single minute. Let's make sure that we would count single minute, even a single second. They sighed complainingly. So they were saying all these things in a wise or in a way of complaining. Yet, though they were complaining, they were very happy as well as proud to be busy. See, yet those words make them happy and exalted. Exalted means feel very happy, feeling very delighted. They were having lots of work. They don't have a single minute to spare. They don't have leisure time or free time. They were complaining about this. Though they are complaining, they were very happy to do the work. They don't want free time. Yes, because it's a workers' paradise. Okay, so till now we have discussed in the last period, right? What? Okay, now please give me the answer. What does the man do all day long? Yes, Aditi, please unmute your audio and read out the answer. What does the man do all day long? Aditi Naik.
Mataji,
Yes, Aditi.
I can't hear what you said.
Ha. I have asked you a question. So we have
Huh?
discussed how a workers' paradise is, yes, and how
Okay.
the system was present in workers' paradise, right? Am I audible, Aditi? Yes.
Mat-
So I
Mataji
have
is
asked you
not
a question.
audible.
That is, what does the man do all day long? The answer is present on your screen. What does the man do all day long?
He indulged in mad whims. He made
Yes.
little pieces of sculpture, men, women, and castles.
Ha.
Quaint earthen things dotted over with seashells he painted.
Yes. So these are the work which the man did. Right? The wrong man did. Okay. Thank you, Aditi.
Yes.
Okay. Second one.
Well,
How did the man reach the workers' paradise? Yes. Danya, Danya Binay, please unmute yourself and give me the answer.
yes, Mataji.
Ha.
The aerial messenger who took charge of the man made a mistake and found him a place in workers' paradise.
Right. So it's not because the wrong man's work, it's because of the mistake made by God's messenger. The man reached workers' paradise. Okay. Shall we continue? Yes. But this newcomer who had passed all his life on earth without doing a scrap of useful work did not fit in with the scheme of things in workers' paradise. See, he's a newcomer to the workers' paradise who had passed all his life on earth without doing a scrap of useful work. According to heaven's people, he did not do anything fruitful, anything useful during his lifetime on earth. Scrap means peace. Okay? Because of that reason, because he did not do any profitable work, any useful work, he did not fit in with the scheme of things in paradise. Then what is the scheme of things in workers' paradise? So the scheme is no one should take leisure time. Everyone will work by valuing time, right? They don't have a minute to spare for anything else. But this wrong man did not fit in this scheme. Yes, but what he did? What he did in workers' paradise? He launched in the streets absently and jostled the hurrying man. He launched. Launch means sitting or standing very relaxed way. Okay, he did not do anything. He did not give any importance to any work. Very absent-mindedly, carelessly. Okay, very careless manner. He sat somewhere or he was standing somewhere in a relaxed manner and jostled the hurrying man. Hurrying man. Because each and every man in the heaven was busy in doing one or other work. Yes, he came in between in their way. He pushed them because he wasn't doing anything. He was just standing somewhere, right? And the men were walking very fastly. They were in a hurry to do some work. He came in between of their way. This wrong man lay down in green meadows. He was standing, sitting, he was just leaning in the green meadows or close to the fast flowing streams. Look at this word, fast flowing streams. This word also indicates that not only men or women, even rivers or the streams are also, they were in a hurry, fast flowing. They don't have a minute to spare. They were also very busy in workers' paradise and was taken to task by busy farmers. So he was lying down where farmers were busy in doing some work. The wrong man was always in the way of others. We usually find it, right? A person who has no work to do, he is always a tackle to, or he's always comes in the way of busy persons. It is same with this newcomer, this artist or this wrong man. He always in the way of others. Okay? Let's see what happens next. So a bustling girl went every day to a silent toilet. A bustling means busy girl. So there is no need of any explanation. Everyone who is in workers' paradise, they are busy in one or other work. Even a small girl who is a busy girl, she went every day to a silent torrent. Torrent means stream, a small stream. See why they are telling it as a silent torrent. There is a reason. Silent, because since in the workers' paradise, even a torrent would not waste its energy singing. So we usually, when we are comparing a sound of a stream or a river to singing, right? Here in workers' paradise, even the streams are, flowing very silently. They don't want to waste their energy in making sound. They were very fast as well as they were silent. See the comparison. Not only human beings, even non living things also doing the work without wasting their energy. Okay. Then why did this busy girl went to the torrent every day? Because to fill her pitchers. Pitchers means a small jug. Okay. The girl's movement on the road was like the rapid movement of a skilled hand on the strings of a guitar. See, there is a comparison between the girl's movement to strings of guitar. So you have seen strings moving or the guitar, a person who is playing the guitar. His hands moves very fast, right, on the guitar. In the same way, in a similar manner, the girl's movement. The girl was also in a rush. She was moving very fast because there is not a single movement to spare, right? Her hair was carelessly done. Why do you think her hair was carelessly done? Yes. Can you tell me why her hair was carelessly done? Yes? Why her hair was carelessly done? Can you give me the reason? What might be the reason? Yes, Bhumika. Because she had no time to waste in doing her hair done or do some other personal work. Everyone who is in workers' paradise, they were busy in work. Yes, yes, we don't have time to comb because it's a useless work according to the people of heaven. Right? Okay, let's continue. Her hair was carelessly done. Inquisitive wisps peeped often over her forehead to peer at the dark wonder of her eye. But this girl is she is just like any other girl. Even she was curious. She was very girly because she was in workers' paradise. She could not find any time to do her personal work. Look at these lads. Inquisitive wisps. Inquisitive means very curious. Wisps means strand, hair strand. A single hair strand peeped often over her forehead. It came upon her forehead. Why this curious hair strand came upon her forehead? To peer at the dark wonder of her eye. To see the curiosity in her eyes. Yes, her hair was very curious. Even she was very curious, but her curiosity was somewhere hidden because of her work. Okay? So the girl was very busy in filling her pitchers. The idler was standing by the stream. Idler is none other than the wrong man. Idler means a person who avoids work, who is still, who does not do any work. Okay? He was standing by the silent torrent. As a princess sees a lonely beggar and is filled with pity. So here also they are giving a comparison. So as far as we have read, there is a lot of comparison between two concepts. Like in the beginning, we have witnessed some boys randomly reading was compared to wrong man's useless work, right? And secondly, a string movement on the string, guitar string, was compared to the busy girl's movement. Here, there is a comparison again. As a princess sees a lonely beggar and is filled with pity. See, when a princess sees a very poor beggar, how she might feel? She will feel pity or empathy towards that man, right? Towards that beggar. The same feeling was felt by this busy girl. The busy girl of heaven saw this one and was filled with pity. Why she was filled with pity? Because everyone was doing some or other work except this wrong man. That's why she felt she was feeling empathy towards this idler, this wrong man. Aha! She cried with concern. She was caring. Okay, this busy girl, she was caring. When she saw this wrong man, she exclaimed, Aha! You have no work in hand, have you? She asked him, Do you have any work? Don't you? Yes, the man sighed. He replied. What did he reply? Work? I have not a moment to spare for work. See the difference. See the difference. See, the men or women in the paradise, they said they don't have a moment to spare for any other work. Yes, instead of doing work. But this wrong man is saying that he don't have a moment to spare for work. See the difference. They have hands full of work, but this man don't want to do any work. He don't want to spare any single moment for work. Yes, I have not a moment to spare for work, said the idler. The girl did not understand his words. She got confused because everyone was busy in doing work. But this man was saying that he don't have a moment to spare for work. She got confused. That's why she said, I shall spare some work for you to do if you like. She said, if you want, I can give some of my work for you so you can do it. The man replied, Girl of the silent torrent, all this time I have been waiting to take some work from your hands. Is he really want to do any work? Do you think? Whether his mad whims, he get rid of his mad whims? Let's find out whether he really wants to do the work. He asked some work from girl's hand. What kind of work would you like? She asked. So what kind of work you want to do? What did he say? Will you give me one of your pictures? One that you can spare? So she was ready to spare some work. But what was the work he asked? Will you give me one of your pictures? He asked whether she will give him one of her pictures, one of her jug. Why did he want to take jug? Whether he wanted to bring some water from the stream or he wanted that picture for some other reason. Let's find out. She asked, Picture? Do you want this picture? You want to draw water from the torrent? She thought he wanted to fill some water in that jug. No. See his reply. No. I shall draw pictures on your picture. So he did not want to draw water from the silent torrent. Instead, he wanted to draw pictures on her picture. The girl was annoyed because, see, she wanted to give him some work. Maybe she wanted him to draw some water from silent torrent in that picture. Instead of that, he asked her picture to draw pictures. That's why she got irritated. Pictures? Indeed. I have no time to waste on such as you. I am going. And she walked away. She refused to give one of her pictures. And what did she say? She said, I don't have any time to do this kind of work. That's why I'm going. After saying this, she just walked away. But how could a busy person get the better of one who had nothing to do? See, until and unless a person wants to do any work, nobody can force him to do that. Right? This wrong man, he tried to get rid of his desires, but he did not got over it yet. That's why he's still pursuing his passion of painting, drawing, and sculpturing. That's why the narrator said, how could a busy person get the better of one who had nothing to do? She cannot bring him to do some work. Yes, every day they met, and every day he said to her, because her work was to bring water from that silent torrent. And this wrong man, who was always sleeping or sitting or laying down by the silent torrent or in the green meadows, they met every day. And every day, what he had asked? He asked her, girl of the silent torrent, give me one of your clay pictures. I shall draw pictures on it. So every day he asked her the same question, that he wanted to draw some pictures on that picture. That's why he asked for one of her clay pictures. She yielded at last. So this asking and refusing went on for many days, and at last, one fine day, she yielded. She agreed. Yield means agree or surrender. She yielded at last. So, one fine day, she agreed and she gave him one of her pictures. She gave him one of her clay pictures. And what he did in that or on that clay pictures, what happened next, we will see in the next period. Okay, so till now